Hello again, this is Steve Schmid with Simple Pump Company. Today in this video we're going to talk about changing the seals on your cylinder, on the piston that's in the cylinder. We're not going to show the complete uninstallation of the pump. It would take quite a bit. We do have instructions on our website on how to do that. What we're going to do is start from having the actual cylinder itself in hand and how we get the seals changed from there. Now we do have three different sizes of cylinders now. The 100, which is the very first cylinder that we actually have, and it's for the deepest sets. We have changed a couple of things. There's now a foot valve on the bottom. Some of you may actually have a ball and seat, which was the older style, and then there was a short period of time where we did an actual spring check valve. All of those will follow the same exact process to change the seals on the piston. We have the 125. This was the second cylinder that we introduced. It's a ball and seat style bottom check valve. We have changed the connection here. Now we use an O-ring with a machined adapter. In the past, we've actually used a bushing that's been turned down. Again, the same process to change the seals on the piston. And our latest cylinder, which is the 200, has always had this design because it's a new design, and we'll be able to show you how to change the pistons on the seals in this one as well. Okay, now we're going to do the 125. What we need to do is we need to get the piston rod and piston out of the cylinder. So what I like to use is a vise versus using two sets of pipe wrenches, but that can be used if you don't have a vise. So you're going to want to get it in the vise. The piston always has to go in the top and out of the bottom. That's because the U-cup seals are directional and they can't get past the threads if we go the other direction. So what you're going to want to do first is get the bottom seat off. Just unthreads. When you do this, be careful because there's a ball in there that's going to come out. Put the ball on the bottom seat, put those to the side. We're going to take the adapter off the top. So loosen that up. In the newer style, it's same threads with an O-ring as the bottom seat. The older style, it's actually an MPT thread. It's a bushing that we turn down. So it's going to be a little different, but still works the same way. Put that to the side. And then all you're going to do is just push the piston through the bottom. And now we've got our piston out so that we can change the seals. All right, so now we're going to change the seals on the 125. I like to use that same tool that I use for the rod gland seals, but a very small flat tip screwdriver will work. You just wedge it down underneath the seal. If you ruin the seal, it's not a big deal because you're changing them anyway. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to get underneath. Flip it over. Down underneath. Last one here. Pop that off. Okay, we've got the seals off. Now, direction matters. Depending on the year that you purchased it, if it was this year in 2023 or late 2022, you're going to have 4 seals that are all the same style. It's called EP rubber. Previous to that, we had 2 different types. We had urethane and Buna. You put urethane on the outside and Buna on the inside. You'll be able to tell based on the instructions that came with your seal kit which one is which. So what we're going to do is make sure that the U is pointing up in the direction of the piston rod because we want to make sure we're lifting water, and that's how these are designed. So you'll start with the inside groove, get it started in the groove, grab it with your screwdriver or your tool. There you go. Do the second one. There you go. And we'll come over again, make sure they're pointing up. That groove. And the last one here. Groove. Make sure that it's flush. As you can see here, it got a little bit sideways. You can usually just use your finger around the edge to get it to straighten out and get into that groove. And just grab it, and there we go. Now we've got new seals on our 125. All right, now we're going to put our 125 back together. The first step we want to do is take the ball, put it to the side, take the bottom seat. Now the bottom seat is very different than the adapter here. You've got big 1-inch MPT threads on this. On this one, there's just a hole in the bottom. So you'll want to put that back on. Bring it all the way up. Grab your pliers, your pipe wrench. Get that nice and tight. You want to take your ball, put the ball in, because the ball has to be above the piston, or below the piston. Grab your piston, just kind of wiggle it in. With the MPT threads where you have the bushing versus this new style, it can be a bit trickier, and sometimes you actually have to put it vertical and wiggle the piston rod as you're pushing it through those threads. Okay? With the newer style, it goes in much easier. One thing I like to do, and I didn't do it on the bottom seat there, but take the O-ring off because it's been in one position for so long. You want to grab it, just kind of pull it through your fingers, roll it around, get it to loosen up, put it back on the adapter or the bottom seat. This will allow it to seat better within the O-ring groove on the cylinder side. Just thread it back in. Get that nice and tight. Now the 125 is ready to be reinstalled.